spells of
You can
reduced
also use
person
them with the
and 4
party
spells.
inventory stuff and hope that you can find something to pay him back.
Also, hold on. What's a gold pie?
That's Armis's familiar. They're a wizard, they can have one, and it actually has some
Oh,
benefits.
that's awesome.
Gives him the alertness feat for free, and he can make it deliver touch spells, and it'll also affect it by spells that affect him.
Dude, that's fucking awesome. Okay, so first and foremost, let's talk over that stuff because I still want to kind of, just play with the numbers. Actually, if I don't survive, then fuck it. But if I do survive, then we're going to talk about, the spices in the cookbook and everything. And I would also love to take sneaking lessons, but that's going to have to wait until later. Anyway, right. So 4 spells of reduced person and 4 spells just on top of everything else of hide from undead.
Oh my.
Yes. And then that way I'll be able to put pretty much all of my spell slots into healing so that if we run into a problem, we can, fuck them over.
Yes.
It's okay. So 1 last bless. I'm going to bring 1 bless just in case, and then I'm going to put 2 into cure light wounds. Boop, boop. There. And then we'll just realize scrolls for the stuff. So let me just put it in here. 4x hide from dead. And 4x reduce person. 200 GP. That comes straight out of my pocket, I assume, because I don't quite have enough. I might have to borrow from the pile.
But go ahead. It's not like anyone else is gonna notice.
Well, maybe they will. Okay, so currently I have 160. Let me just convert that. 164 gold pieces worth of stuff. So I'm going to need 36 from the pile. Let me open up the cart. 36. 36. 36, that leaves 1414. Neat. There we go. So I have exactly 200 gold pieces. I'm going to have to ask somebody in a party, quote unquote, to go into town and buy us those scrolls. Can they buy them?
This is presumed to have happened while you're on the way there, and probably yes, sure. I mean,
Okay,
Ermis,
fair enough.
you're going into a big
Yes.
town where you were allowed inside anyway, so
But my face? That's why I'm worried.
just wear a little thing over your face, a little veil.
Oh, right, it's COVID, yes. It's the veil. Dude, veils are so nice. I love them, especially on, like, lizards, because they look very nice on, like, long snoots. Anyway,
Should I think
yeah.
there's like serpent folk art that has like veils on their
Uh-huh.
faces. Pretty neat.
Yeah, I know, those little silky, like, semi-transparent, like,
No, I mean
costumes. They're super
for Cthulhu mythos.
nice.
Let me
All right,
see
so,
if I can find what I'm looking for.
yeah.
Bup, 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 bup. Put your bapping paws on clear. Bup, 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 bup.
I would if I could.
Let me see if I can find. Let me see if I can.
I'm gonna bring rope with me, and I'm gonna bring... Do we need pythons for this, or is it fine? We probably need pythons. Hold on, let me try to look in equipment.
It wouldn't
'Cause we
kill.
might have to equip
Wouldn't
one.
kill you to bring.
Yeah. Templates, conditions, sample. No, wait, more. What? Item buffs, enhancements. No. Trap. Magic access material. Where's the equipment? Spell likes weapons and ammo.
Where's
Sample
this
knuckle. What?
serpent? There we go. I found it. Serpent man.
Just
Yep.
items then, okay.
I gotta twist it, spin it, flip it. Otherwise, I can't fit it all in the one picture. Now here they are.
Mm-hmm.
From Call of Cthulhu, from the Field
These
guide.
are so pretty. I like it a bunch. I like that little like when the masks kind of like flop down. That's super great. I'm not sure why it's sideways, but that's okay.
It's sideways because otherwise it wouldn't fit my screen in one go.
Oh gosh, those little masks are just perfect. If I ever commission art of this Argus, I might want to grab that one. Okay, so I'm gonna bring 5 pittons just in case, and I'm still under carrying capacity, so that's good. Okay, so I am going to invite Urmus to go with me. I'm gonna go buy some scrolls just for the safety sake. I'm going to inform the rest of the party that while they're doing that, I'm going to go and investigate this particular place, and we're gonna head out to the dungeon or
At some
ruins
point,
or something.
you're gonna have to expend X amount of time to even go to this place. Assuming the party goes to Earthheart, you're going to be spending about 3 days in time debt, as it were,
Mm-hmm.
to sort of do the thing you need to do. Because
Yeah,
otherwise, we're gonna end up with a temporal paradox, and we don't want that, now do we?
yeah, yeah. So if it's gonna take us 3 days to go one way or both ways.
Earth. If you go from Earthheart, assuming you don't spend more than 1 day at the location, then you can make it in 3 days, back and forth.
Mm-hmm. I thought we were going to go to Delzimer, wait there for a day, and then how far is it from Delzimer, by the way?
I mean, you're probably gonna go to Earthheart because it's on the way to where the Hammerfist holds and stuff.
Probably. Is it closer to Earthheart? In that case, yes, we'll go to Earthheart.
It's closer to Earthheart, yes. Let me.
Mm-hmm.
You're on the map, Argus. Here's where you're going. Here around here's where you're going. By the way, so
All right, that makes sense. That's
Hammerfist
actually roughly where Knowlesworth used to
Hammerfist
be,
holds
I
are
think.
around here. So yeah, you're going that way probably if you want to cash that slick reward.
Okay, fair enough. That makes sense. Yeah. So we'll, stay in Earthheart for a few days, get, Digi's dock back and all that.
Please do not
Meanwhile, Hermes and
cause
I,
time paradoxes.
I'll try. 3 days to go there
It will
and
take you, I
back.
think, a day or two to get to Desimer.
Hmm.
Because all the mountains are very hard to travel through.
Yes. Can I
Just
pat the
two
bird?
of us. Probably. It's a little raven that probably is okay with that.
Hmm. Oh, it's probably intelligent. Speaking of intelligent ravens, have you seen a raven that struts?
Struts, you say?
Yes. Would you like to?
Nah, we can do
Yeah,
that
look.
later. Let's go take care of this.
Yeah, but it's like 15 seconds. Look at this sassy raven.
Just look at the little waggle.
Yes. Wiggle, waggle, wiggle, waggle, wiggle, waggle.
Just the one of him.
Yes. All right. Do we meet anyone on the way? If we're since we're going from Earthheart,
What?
do we meet anyone on the way or anything? Like random encounters.
Oh, if you want to roll for random couch, see if anything bothers you along the way, sure, let's give it the old college try.
Hmm.
Just the three of us. We can help it if we can. Just the three of
Yes.
us.
Actually, I should have brought flint and steel too. Although, no, hold on. I actually have it, so it's fine.
What is this? I thought you were talking about Flint, not Flint and Steel. Gosh.
Up. Yeah, no, I wouldn't bring flint and up to an adventure. Because it would probably fucking spawn a bunch of monsters that would kill me.
They don't have access to the dev console. What are you talking?
They do. That's why I'm weaseling out of today's game. No.
A weasel gives.
Hold on. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Let me turn on Skype because Skype is important. Pin to taskbar and pin to start. There we go. I gotta check with somebody on Scoopy. Man, my stepfather today was a bit of an idiot.
Oh no.
He ordered a thing from the internet for work, right? And one moment. What's my email again? Komodo Saurian gmail.com. Well, let me remember my password. Awesome. Okay. Okay. So stepfather uh, filmed himself opening the package, and they got scammed. They just got a bunch of like styrofoam inside of it, and so they said, "Oh, this video is like 300 megabytes, blah blah. Can you just compress it?" So I had to compress it for them.
Oh no.
Yeah. I can teach them how to do it, but they don't want to learn. So I guess they're going to be abusing me for that. Why? Anyway, right. So did we get anything?
Nope. I mean, you're just like two people moving through the woods.
Yes.
It's not like.
Just to do is chilling in a forest 5 feet apart because we're not gay, or are we?
I mean, the big benefit is that you don't have to deal with Mr. Loud and Boisterous or the lady who likes to poke everything she comes across.
Yes, exactly. And also, Mister calls everything by the wrong name.
Ah, yes, the
Foolish
Mongolians.
samurai. Them Margorians. Yes,
Not the
which is funny to me.
Mongolians. The Mongeese.
Mongolian. Anyway, well, since nothing has bothered us, we're probably like this is going to take us like a day. We're going to stop. Excuse me, some distance away from the place. We're going to cut down some trees. I'm going to build some shelters, or just one big shelter, so we're more comfortable with that.
Heck,
Have a nice meal
you've set up
over
a
the
little
stuff.
base camp. Aren't you being intelligent?
Yes.
What the hell is this? What's gonna happen
What the hell
next?
is
You
what?
gonna hire someone to watch the camp? I can't believe this.
He has the bird. The bird can watch.
That other
What?
nothing.
What?
Bum, bum, ba, 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 ba. Man, I really got that song stuck in my head now. After everyone's talking about the two of us.
Excuse me. My throat is super sore. I don't know why.
You know, Angry got featured on like a new tabletop list. And I'm glad to say that I don't know anyone on this fucking list instead of being confronted by yet the same people who don't give great advice, but they have a following, and that's all that matters in this world.
Apparently, yeah.
I really dislike that. I really dislike the fact that the 5e community is basically the biggest, cliquiest clique there ever clicked of people
Mm-hmm.
who don't know what the hell they're talking about. But everyone's like, "Well, I made pictures." And it's like, "Okay, cool. I guess you're the patron saint now." It's like, "Oh shit, didn't want any of this."
That's how you achieve godhood in 5e, dude.
I really like
Yeah.
that. Gosh, how did I forget his name already? He released a video today. He makes good videos, and he definitely understands this a hell of a lot better than most people do.
What angry video game nerd. Angry DM.
Not angry. I'm talking about
XP tier level 3.
well, you know, bilingual. Oh god, no.
Bilingual, yes.
Not XP to level 3. That guy clearly is starting to understand what he doesn't know.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I have a doubt that he actually will try to learn. So in those cases, it's one of those cases like, okay, I get it. Okay, it's the guy who made the Arcane Gravity video. Where is it? I had him up like 5 seconds. How am I this?
Hello and
No, I
welcome.
don't want to see you, Lankara. I had your video open for later.
What, D-Beshu?
Yeah, him. That guy. God, his name is so weird. It's like the Z sticks in my head, but none of the other
Mm-hmm.
letters.
It's probably because it's also he's British. By the way, I've always not because he's American, not British. I have always assumed that the letter Z is pronounced Z. So I
That's
never
Canadian,
got the fucking
British, yes.
and British, yes, because I was taught British English, and so I never understood the joke in World War Z because World War Three, like upon I always said World War Z, and I thought that's weird.
Listen, I know that it's pronounced C, but even I didn't catch it. That's supposed to be the pun.
Yeah, I just realized it after I started like saying it Z
So
because there was this little game, General Zod or something, about robots killing each other.
apparently,
Anyway, yeah.
also there's the new thing, Candle Keep Stories, and apparently Wizards of the Coast
Mhm.
released it, and the guy who made it was like a person of color. Was like, holy fucking shit, Wizards of the Coast, can you just release a product without causing a race war?
Yeah, that would be awesome.
The book apparently takes a lot of new steps. They don't include alignment for creatures. Proficiency bonuses are
Oh,
mentioned on the sheets. And all I can think about is Wizards of the Coast, what the fuck are you doing changing this fundamental stuff this late in the game?
yeah, exactly. It's like, oh, you look at a black person and think they're
No, 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 no,
innately
no, no.
evil or something,
No,
or
no,
what?
no. They removed like a whole bunch of lore stuff from Forgotten Realms because, you know, WotC has no fucking idea how to actually be a company. But
Yeah. Are they like streamlining shit or just cutting down stuff that
apparently
might be
they trimmed
problematic?
down a whole bunch of like cultural references and stuff and things related to the Forgotten Realms. So essentially they whitewashed the very IP that they. I don't. Listen, WotC, I don't know what the hell is going on over there, but you need to fire everyone working in the D&D department and just listen. You could hire people at Paizo and still go up.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh, but what? Like, I don't get it, man. Like, I'm not saying they're bad changes. They're weird changes to make this late in this process, though.
Mm-hmm. Should have started with it.
It's kind of like if someone's been driving a jalopy all his life and he's like, hey, I'm going to change the brakes. I'm like, why now? You had the money to
Mm-hmm.
change them earlier.
Yes,
And he's like,
but they didn't. Well, I mean, the thing is, they started changing thing and they're getting like a massive boost in popularity or whatever.
the scandal
And
can
so
only
they're
help.
start.
Maybe they're just causing scandals intentionally now.
Mm-hmm.
They're
And
immune.
then now they're just doing this stuff.
There's also a thing I've been thinking about a lot lately, by the way, is
Why?
so 5th edition, everyone keeps running into it and they're like, I can't do anything with it. And I've been looking at 3.5 and I want to make 3.5 my own. I want to own this system. I want to have fun with it and give you that cooking stuff that I've been talking about. But not do the stupid shit that everyone does where they make this flow chart and this piece of paper. I want to run 3.5 the way it was meant to be run as a selection of tools you can pull out when you need them. And I
Mm-hmm.
want to because I've been growing this philosophy that 5th edition's biggest flaw is that it offers nothing for the GMs to work with, and it just tells them to figure themselves out. And I want to make 3.5 into the opposite of it is a box of tools, and I will use them as I see fit.
It would be really nice.
I hope I can make it work, though. I
Well,
really, really am getting increasingly frustrated by people who hold up the game system like they're talking about a fucking video game. I hate it. It's like, well, it's not like, shut up, leave, stop this. It's not a video game. I'm the boss here. I say don't worry about it. It's king him.
admittedly, I first played 3.5 as a video game because I was playing Knights of the Old Republic.
That's based on the D20 system back when Wizards of the Coast was very weird.
Yeah, it was 3.5 Star Wars.
Well, it was the D20 system to be specific. But yes, it's pretty much
Mm.
the same base core underlying elements. Oh man, shall we just do the thing?
Yes,
It's
but
been. Hmm? Hmm? Something up. Come on.
yes, I'm here.
Oh, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, I sent you a little thingy.
Oh my god, look at that belly. It's so flat.
Yes, yes. Apparently it likes belly scratches, so it flips over
Oh my goodness, what a big old
and then
dummy.
just wiggles its arms. Anyway, yeah, let's keep going.
It's been a few
So
days.
yeah, we can probably take shifts if we have to, but the bird can probably handle it.
Don't worry about it. You're in the middle of nowhere. There's undead nearby. Most people know to avoid places like this. They get
Yeah.
that gut feeling of something being very wrong.
Yes.
And to be fair, when you came back, you did presumably pick up, or at least Ermis would have picked up some rumors for you that apparently the
Mhm.
place is lousy with what are they called again? Ghouls.
Ghouls.
You know, the things that dig up graves and then take a big old bite out of people, and then they make more ghouls.
Yes. Yes. There's actually I can basically turn people into ghouls. Funnily
Apparently,
enough.
experienced ghoul hunters have been sent to the problem, and they did not come back alive, implying that there might be more afoot.
Yes. Well, if anything, we're gonna immediately book it if we run into something that we can't handle or avoid, like
It is a rainy
intelligent undead,
day
for example.
when you make
Yes.
your approach. It's unclear when the weather will let up, so it's better to go now than to wait too long and leave your allies concerned about your physical well-being.
Yes. We did tell them where we are, so if anything, at
That
least we
doesn't
can go and
alleviate the
come and
potential that you vanish into the ether.
No, that's true enough. But if they want our loot, they know where to look for it.
If you ever feel like tackling a hole filled with ghouls,
Hmm.
bring some elves. They're immune to ghoul paralysis.
Time to abduct some knife ears.
Wrap ourselves in elves.
Wrap ourselves in elves. Exactly.
It's elven armor. It's like, that's not what it means.
Make it. Probably nobody would appreciate Argus making armor out of an elven hide.
Well, no one in the party's an elf, so racism is
Yeah.
fine as long as no one in the party's that race. That's how the old saying
Yes.
goes. Can't make fun of lizard
Or
folks, but can't make fun of tieflings, but you can make fun of dwarves. Oh no, wait. They get hit in the back by Olaf.
Olaf is gonna kick your ass. That's why I'm not making jokes about him usually.
It's terrifying. Point is, it's a rainy day,
Yes.
slightly
It is.
dark as a result of the overcast clouds, and you are left with not much to work with.
Mm.
The scan of the nearby cliffsides has revealed the small yonder. Well, it's not much of a temple nowadays. The facade has eroded away. The stuff around here is sandstone. You know, just name like a stone that easily erodes.
Limestone.
There you go. It's all made out of limestone, so it's smoothed over time. The stone staircase leading down is still present, so with a couple of pythons and a bit of rope, you can easily make it down without tumbling to your death.
Yes,
The entrance
exactly. That's
smells
what I do.
the entrance smells foul, and you can easily make out fresh claw marks that are too fresh to have been affected by erosion of any recent time. However, the marks obviously go back further than that. You can see like fresh marks that are sharp and then like
Mhm.
smoother and smoother, and so they become nothing but faint traces, indicating that whatever was here a while.
Yeah, they exist here a while. In that case, I'm going to cast a spell, and since I'm a level 2 cleric, it's going to cover both me and Irmis, and it's going to give us 20 minutes per cast of the spell, so we have 80 minutes to explore all of this. And I'm going to hand them over, or I have already handed them over the reduced person spells, so that we could make our escape in case we need to.
Handsome. As you slip your
Yes.
way down, the it's not the facade goes like straight into the building.
Mhm.
You descend a short distance into a long. Well, do you have a light source?
I suppose I have the light. Irmis also has the thing, and I suppose we could spend a little bit more time, not more time, a little bit more money to buy a sunrod. Because they lost like 6 hours. That's more than we need. Let me look up 3.5 hypertext for sunrod. Sunrod, hold on.
I think
Also,
the
I hope you don't mind my family arguing in the background, or at least you don't hear it. We're
apparently
doing the special materials. Yes?
apparently Aramis could learn the dark vision spell. It's a second level spell, so
Hmm. Sunrod. Where's the spyglass sledge? So
heck, if you wanted to, you could probably pick up a scroll of it and then you could cast it on you. It lasts as long as your spell does, a few hours.
ooh, you know what? But a sunrod is going to be a little bit cheaper. So it's only 2 GP instead of 25.
This is 150 gold pieces, but it would last you 2 hours and give you complete dark vision. But hey, it's up to you how you want to handle this.
Well, I mean, see, if there's intelligent undead in here, maybe it would be better if we don't bring a light source. In that case, it's probably going to be a better idea to actually invest into this.
Okay, let's see.
So yeah,
Okay,
you
well
know
you'll
what?
need one for
150.
each of you actually. It's one creature per casting. So
Okay, let's see how much money we have. 1400. Yeah, if we take basically 300 out of this, and I assume the party would agree with this, and maybe we'll make a nice hole out of it, so we'll make that money back. So yeah, extra 300 for dark vision for both of us then.
handsome. As I mentioned, you slip your way down the limestone staircase into a
Hmm.
wet hallway.
Hmm.
Every step you take, your feet will splash against the collected water that sits below. The water is
Hmm.
not in good shape. The air is rancid.
Hmm. Smells kind of nice.
This passageway that you're in goes into a T
Hmm.
section going north and south. I got a little map for
North
you.
and south. Ooh, I thought we're not gonna have a map today.
I found
Oh,
this fun little tool that lets me just import stuff, so I'm like, oh, why not?
that that tool is so nice. I like just playing around with it. Okay, well, I suppose I'm gonna take point and just have Aramis. Ooh, I can't control them, so it's fine.
Aramis
Ooh, I
follows you.
can see a thing,
Down to the
but we're
south,
invisible to it.
you
I
see
think.
this big hulking thing. It doesn't look undead, but it doesn't seem to notice you, despite the fact that it obviously like peers down the hallway for a brief moment.
Hmm. Is it
Um,
because of the effect of the spell?
unclear. I mean, you could do some experimentation if you want to, but this big
Hmm.
hulking thing just splashes and sloshes with every step that it takes. It looks just drenched in, like it's overstuffed with blood,
Hmm.
giving it a turgid and sturdy look. But at the same time, you're pretty sure that if you cut it, it would just start bleeding all over the place. It steps forward and splashes onwards.
That sounds disgusting. Okay, I'm gonna ask Aramis to keep an eye on the other end of the corridor. I'm going to investigate over here, I suppose. It's still the same thing over here.
Just the three of us.
Yes. We will be able to hear its approach, I assume.
It's splashing into the water loudly, yes.
Mhm. Okay. I would like to try and open this door, or basically take a look at it. Does it have like any sort of hinges
Ahead of
or
you,
weird
in
stuff that
these dark
could indicate?
limestone carved passages,
Mhm,
water drips from above as it seeps through the stone. You see,
mhm.
perhaps at some point this stone door fit well, but it's gotten swollen from all the water, and at the same time, the water has eroded the doorway, so it's very awkwardly hanging off rusted hinges.
Mm. Is it possible to open it without collapsing the whole thing?
Yeah, but the door takes a bit of nudging to get working properly.
Okay. I can see something moving inside. I'm gonna peek inside carefully.
Up ahead, as you peek very carefully, you see two sets of ghasts. This room is about as nice as you can get down here without getting all your boots wet.
Hmm.
Which is to say that there are some cushions and tarps around, but they're all soaked or humid. You know, the pleasant kind of stuff.
Yeah, that does sound kind of gross.
This,
Do they react to the door opening, or are
give
they
me. There's a
mindless?
couple of things I want to do first. First, I want to look up a
Hmm.
specific section so that I can properly describe the creatures, because I never really thought about what are the descriptive texts for ghouls and ghasts anyway.
Well, now is the time to learn, I suppose.
Now is the time to learn.
Meanwhile, meanwhile, can I roll religion just to try and determine what sort of things these are?
Yes.
Okay, let me see. Knowledge, religion.
To attempt to identify the creatures.
Yes. I rolled a 18 plus
Jesus.
220. I
Um,
have a book, and I can take a look at them without them bum rushing me, so.
the creatures
With a
ahead
bit of
of you are
terminus knowledge.
the creatures ahead of you are ghasts, the stronger type of ghoul. If they are
Mm.
here, then together, then there's a good chance that there might be a pack of ghouls following them. These
Mm.
creatures are particularly known for causing Ghoul Fever, having
Mhm.
the acrid stench that only affects things within 10 feet. So if you get a little closer, you start to the smell becomes overwhelming enough that you can become sickened. What you
Mhm.
know most about them is that they come from graves. Ghouls are born when graves are not properly tended. They rise from it, and their paralysis makes you,
Yeah.
makes you very
Yeah.
easy prey. So they like a couple of poorly buried bodies, or that aren't burnt or destroyed otherwise, can easily rise as gas and devastate a community.
Mhm.
The descriptive text is as follows, because hey, why not? Let's see what it says. This foul creature appears to be more or less humanoid, but has mottled, decaying flesh drawn tight across clearly visible bones. It's mostly hairless and has carnivore sharp teeth. Its eyes burn like hot coals in their sunken sockets.
Yeah, that's a nice look.
I really like this little artwork that comes with it. He looks like fucking garbage. That does not look like a person having a good time.
Can you show me?
Let me see if I can find it on the, because the for some reason
Can you use a snipping tool?
I got it. I got it. Just cool your horses. Here you go. Look at this. Look at this
Oh,
taut looking man.
this looks kind of neat. I like that. Very
Anyway,
stylized.
anyway, they're
So
tough
yeah.
nuggets and they're harder to turn, as in they count as if they are tougher for the purposes of turning,
Hmm.
as they are,
That makes
direct.
sense.
They're made by not following religious doctrines. So
That makes sense. I'm going to step forward carefully, and I'm going to approach this portcullis over here
the
to
portcullis on
avoid
the
the
other
stench.
side has a few problems that will require addressing. The locking mechanism is completely useless, as the stone has whittled away so much that you can just jam it out and then pull it up. The problem is the ghouls have made several attempts to bend the bars and put like furnishings into it, quote unquote. As a result, it's going to be a noisy process no matter what. Not to mention the fact
Hmm.
that you're dealing with a bunch of ghouls who are probably intelligent enough to notice that someone is opening this gate, unless you distract them for a moment.
Hmm. Distract. Can we have Hermes's bird make the noise here?
Ernestus Bird at this point is implied to have been affected by the spell.
Excuse me, say again?
Ernestus Bird has been implied to have been affected by the spell. There's the thing he has that he can share spells with his familiar.
Ah. Oh, so it would be inconceivable to them too.
Mm-hmm.
Imperceivable. Okay, fair enough. Well, in that case, I'm going to step away because this sounds like a little bit too much trouble. I don't want to go here for at the moment.
Well, where do you want to go?
Well, there are some other passages which we can explore, and I would like to try and peek around and see. Oh, this thing moved on, I suppose. So I'm going to move down this corridor, and as usual, I'm going to be watching this end of the corridor, and Hermes is going to be watching his.
You
And I
enter
suppose I'm going to, yeah.
you enter into a corridor that leads off west east.
Mhm.
It slopes slightly, and towards the end you can see what were probably bedrooms at some point. But now the
Mhm.
beds are just floating around, any bedding having rotten away since.
Mm. Disgusting. I'm going to move to the east into this little room. Is there anything in there?
It is a cracked up
Oops.
room, mostly because roots have started growing in through the ceiling,
Mm-hmm.
and so there's like a whole bunch of debris on the ground. There's also plenty of bones to pick through if you want to.
Bones. Mm. Is there anything like obvious lying around here, or is it mostly just gnawed bones? Someone's
I
meal.
mean, there is like a rusted armor. This place isn't exactly a good place to keep things that don't. I mean, but if you take a look
That's
around,
true.
maybe you can find something small, like, or something under the armor, because it's not
Yeah.
like these
I'm
guys
going.
put the good stuff on top.
Yes, I'm going to ask Irmus to watch my back, and I'm going to rummage for the stuff. Unless Irmus has like a better eye, and they can identify things a little bit better. In which
You
case,
know,
I'll
you
probably
know how
ask
I'm
them
gonna
to do it.
handle this. There's a dungeon master guide that I think lets you randomly generate like a character class. I think I'm gonna do that and then use the player handbook too to see what that class might be carrying with them.
Okay,
Roll me some
that sounds
search,
clever.
just so we can see if your eye does fall
Search,
in the right things.
search. Let's do it. I rolled a 3.
Don't forget that you can do something called take 10. In that case, you take a few minutes instead of rolling. And you're in a
Okay.
calm enough situation. In that case, you roll an 11. You'll find something that's obvious enough.
Hmm.
Um, if you were to take 20, by the way, it would make a bit of a ruckus. Non-player characters. Here
Yeah,
we go.
I don't want to make a ruckus just yet.
Hey, if you don't want to make a ruckus, don't get a job. Ha 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 ha.
Like I'm not greedy. I'm here for knowledge, and the notes said that there were some undead stuff in here, and might be some items as well that might help me.
Oh, here we go. Here's how to generate some classes. Okay, cool. Well, you
Hmm.
find something. Let me roll a d100 and see what comes out.
Hmm.
The other end. The person.
That sounds gross.
69. Ha ha ha. Got him. It's a rogue,
Nice.
which means that we're going to get some roguish item.
Mm.
Nice. What level? Oh, there's a way to generate levels too. I'll just roll. You know what? I'll just roll a couple of d4s and see what comes out.
Okay.
Let's see what level rogue was here and what he dropped for you to find. Ooh. Man, just to... It seems that a rogue made their attempt here. Of course, rogues can't deal sneak attack damage to undead because... reasons. I imagine that some undead are flexible enough not to give a shit. Um...
It's
Ah,
probably because they don't have vital organs to injure.
the armor that they wear is... They wear like this leather overcoat that covers
Hmm.
most of them up. But underneath, they're wearing a +1 mithril shirt, which you can verify
Mm.
is like mithril because it's not rusted and seems to be in good shape.
Okay, fair enough. Is it possible for me to shake out the bones quietly enough?
Move silently, probably. Or sleight of hand, if you have it.
Let's take a look. Sleight of hand? No. Move silently though. Hold on. It's so weird that this stuff is not always on. I would like to take 10 on this, just in case.
What's your total then?
Let's take a look. Exactly. Really? Unless it just says 10, in which case I need to roll it separately. Here's
Um,
the 1d20. Oh.
you take some extremely careful time.
Hmm.
Let me see. Mithril shirt is chain link. Okay, it's just okay. Um, you take some time removing the fine chain shirt,
Hmm.
but unfortunately, while your efforts are definitely commendable, how do I explain this? you shake it about, to get it off a
Hmm.
little bit and pick out all the bones. Then when you pick it up proper, a whole bunch of bones clatter out the bottom end.
Yeah, but you said it's in water,
No,
so
you're
that
standing
it's
on dry
flatter.
ground now. So there's this
Ah.
this click clitter clatter of bones and some splashes,
Mhm.
and while you don't make any sound, anything that leaves your possession appears to do so as you suddenly behind you, Irmis just like taps your shoulder and quickly points at
Mhm.
these guys.
Are they rushing over here?
Their attention is definitely turned this way, and since they don't see anything delicious, they'll just come and investigate. Like they slowly start lurching
Okay.
over.
In that case, since they're slowly moving, I would move over here and let them pass.
Two of these big sloshing behemoths come on by, and they start rummaging through the bone room.
Hmm.
What
Did
do you
they
want to do?
actually pass? Did
Yes,
they actually pass us?
they
Okay,
pass
fair
us.
enough.
Yes.
Well, I'm going to take a peek in the room that they were in while we still have an opportunity to do so.
This sunken chamber has water up to about your knees, and
Hmm.
these are bunk beds. You can tell because the upper bunk is sticking out.
Mm,
The upper bunk still has something resembling a mattress on it, mostly made of hay stuffed into a big sack.
yes.
There is a footlocker that floats around a little bit.
Okay. While these guys are distracted by that, I'm going to hand Irmus like a spare bone that I've pulled out of the thing. In case these idiots are going to show up, just toss it down the corridor and wait for them to
Ha ha
investigate
ha.
that.
Gross.
I'm going to try and approach the footlocker and then see what's up with that. Or actually just use my spear to kind of pull it back to me.
The footlocker is, well, it's a normal wooden footlocker, so the contents are probably drenched. Opening it up, you see rusted equipment and a scroll
Mhm.
case.
Is the scroll case, does the scroll case look waterproof or something?
How about you roll me a luck check? A d20. Flat.
What check?
A luck check. Just roll me a d20 and see what it
Oh,
does.
roll 1d20.
It is
600.
waterproof.
Huh.
In fact, you're such a
Oh,
lucky little boy.
yeah,
You find you find 4 scrolls inside. In fact,
that's fantastic. I'm going to hand it over to Irmus and I'm gonna look at them in a second.
handsome. He'll give you a
That
little
should be
thumbs up.
right. Fair enough. We're going to look at them once we like pull out after we investigate this room here and here. I assume our 20 minutes would be almost up, so we're gonna go outside, reapply the spell, and then delve back again.
Okay, I'm
I'm
gonna
going
tell
to
you.
try and look at this room.
I'm
Yeah.
just gonna tell you what he finds on the scrolls as he takes a moment to analyze them
Mhm.
for you.
Okay. Actually, I'm gonna watch his back while he's distracted.
There are actually some pretty cool scrolls in here. 3 third level
Really?
spells and 1/4. There is a scroll of Speak with Plants.
Could you put it in the notes, by the way,
I'll
just in case? Oh, actually, not even notes, just the
I'll
part
put it in the chat. Don't worry about it.
or the chat.
One of them is Quench. I'll tell you what that spell does right now because it's a spell that doesn't speak for itself. It's used to put out fires. Huh. It extinguishes all non-magical fires within a 20 feet cube per level area. Dispels any fire spells in the area. You must succeed at a spell check.
Hmm.
A fire elemental takes damage according to your cast level, so that's nice. So if you ever deal with a big old burn, you can use one of those. Oh, perfect zero, wind wall. That's a pretty cool spell.
Hmm.
Yeah,
What
it
does it
literally
do?
creates an invisible vertical curtain of wind that blows away most projectiles, so it's a good against ranged attacks. And then we'll roll for the ooh, and also one that perhaps your friend will like. It's summon nature's ally 4.
I think they might actually enjoy. I'm gonna keep Quench probably just in case, but I think they might enjoy Speak with Plants and also the Summon Nature's Ally. Yeah, they're gonna save it up for later probably
You
because
might
it's a
not be
big
able to
one.
cast all these spells despite them being divine.
I understand that. I only can cast up to level 2 because my Wisdom is +1. Okay,
You hear
I'm
a
going to
distant
go.
sloshing as
Yeah,
something has started to move through this place and muttering to himself.
is it? Does it sound like coherent speech?
Yes. These things just grunt and growl, the blood bags, but the guests probably have the capacity to speak properly, which is what
Okay, are they considered intelligent?
their intelligence is.
Mm. So those Gus, those two guys over here,
Yeah. It's possible that one of them noticed the door you opened.
but they didn't react.
Not immediately, no, but it's it's
That's
it's
fair
not
enough.
like you're because you don't have an approach. Like you just moving around doesn't draw their attention. You were behind a door too. Um,
Mm.
it's only now do they really have a reason to be like, oh, the door is open. Is there someone around? Did we miss something?
Mhm.
That's what he's muttering to himself.
Mm. I assumed we've closed it, though, once we left.
Well,
The door
the point is he's moving
leading
around,
to.
Argus. You can argue with him
Fair enough.
about that if you want.
Nah, it's fine. Actually, I'm gonna step over here. I'm gonna take a look if they're. Ooh, they are actually here. Holy shit. Yep, yep, yep. Ormus, we should head out. I'm
Yep.
gonna circle around them. Yeah, and I'm gonna start moving around like this.
You see Ermish gesture to the west briefly at this point.
Because there's one more. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
It
this is
seems to be
hide and
busy just bouncing its head off against a wooden door.
Oh, that sounds gross.
It is very squishy
Okay.
sounding.
Yeah. Okay, so I assume at this point it would be the time for us to go and reapply the spell. So we're going to go outside, reapply the spell, come back here again.
I said that you can cast a spell while you're under the effect of it to just reapply it.
Oh, fair enough. I just didn't want to, like, do verbal components next to Gust.
No, they can't hear you.
Oh, fair enough. And since we didn't close the door, I'm going to close it now.
Well, he opened it and left it open, so
Oh.
closing it
Oh,
now would be
okay.
suspicious.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Where do they head?
They seem to go over to those dummies over there, and they're like bonking them on the head for being stupid.
All right, fair enough. In that case, I'm going to go down over here and try to investigate that little room over here.
You find a small, call it a closet space if you want. This is a place where they kept all kinds of raw materials like paper. Much of it has been pilfered. There's some scraps of paper behind that haven't completely been waterlogged. There's these small rocks that may have once been like sticks of charcoal or something to write with.
Makes
Water
sense,
damage
yeah,
is extensive.
Pens don't exist. Is Hermes here, by the way?
Hermes is
Or is he
following you. Let's
lagging
just say
behind
that
a
he's
little bit?
behind you for at the moment. Don't worry about him.
Okay, yeah, sure, fair enough. I'm going
He's
to...
somewhere sensible when the need arises.
Good, fair enough.
In this
What is
final,
this room?
in this room, you find one of those big like four-poster beds, like double beds, king-sized. Some of the legs are missing, so the bed is like sagged into the water, and the wood has started to soak it up. There's a big
Yes.
closet here, but it's been thrown down and shattered.
Anything in the remains of the closet?
A quick peek reveals, nope. Either someone took everything, or there was nothing inside.
Fair enough. In that case, I'm going to fall back. And, uh, in fact, I'm just going to pick up some clatter, some float some, I suppose, just in case we need to distract someone.
You now have an arbitrary amount of flotsam.
Yes, we're going to go over here, and I'm going to throw the thing, like, down the corridor, like, over here somewhere, to distract this idiot, who's banging his head against the door. And have Hermes, like, step in to let them pass. And while that's happening, I'm going to stand over here and look both ways, just in case.
Can you roll me an attack roll to see if you can throw the item properly?
Throw an...
Mostly
Alright,
so
fair
that you
enough.
don't attract the attention of everyone. Like, you don't throw it too far or too not far enough, you know. With a careful whoop, then the thing starts walking around. After a moment or so, you would start to hear the ghast complain as there's another guy, like, walking around doing nothing useful.
Yeah, fair enough. I'm going to use this opportunity to go over here and try to open this door.
Peeking through, you find... Maybe this was a needed dining chamber at some point, but now the large table just has this half-eaten corpse on top of it that's rotten away so far that it's not a good meal anymore for ghasts and ghouls. There are two of them in the room as you peek around real fast.
Are these ghasts as well?
Ghouls.
Or ghouls?
They are the
Ghouls.
lesser variety by the looks of it. They don't look
Are they
nearly as
sentient?
dangerous, and they don't have that emanation of evil.
Ah, fair enough.
The differences are subtle, but you can pick up on them with that 20 of yours.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
What matters most is that one of them is like sitting against a wall, leaning into it, as if the wall has a hinge on it, and the other one is sitting against the wall and is like, "Yeah, we should find ourselves a new game of cards to use. The old one's all rotten."
I can see this one. Does any one of us... Well, I don't, but does Irmus perhaps, by any chance, have a deck of cards?
No.
Fair enough. That makes sense.
Give you a little shrug.
Yeah. I'm going to try and go over here, and then I'm going to try this door. While these guys are preoccupied otherwise.
Opening the door, you come into a passage that goes deeper and deeper. Around the corner, you immediately see a... How to best describe this?
More of these.
There are two ghouls, but they're like in the water to their neck. This passageway has... It's triangular, with how much one end has just eroded away over time. It's also started to develop some small stalactites that are poking out of the water.
Oh, that sounds a little gross. It's like those poopsicles from Dark Souls.
You can squeeze past him, by the way. He's not in the way in a meaningful capacity.
Okay. Yeah, in which case I would like to.
You enter into
There's
a
more
large
of these.
room that is again filled with many pillows of some sorts. These pillows are not made of fine silk or anything. They're made of cotton and filled with rotten, moldy straw. The ghouls seem to have no complaints about it, though, as they lounge about, feet up, telling the worst possible jokes. You know, jokes that are
Hmm.
racist against the living.
Well, that's fine. We might not be living for long, so it wouldn't be too much of a problem. Um, I would like to use my spatial awareness to assume that this door
That
leads
goes to
to where the
the gas
guests were.
chamber, yes. Not the gas chamber, the gassed
Yes, yes,
chamber.
yes. Oh gosh. I'm going to slowly peek this door open and walk inside.
Can you roll me some move silently or hide?
Sure. I'm going to take 10.
Let's see, how good are ghouls at sniffing things out? Ooh. Well, their eyesight's pretty dang sharp.
Well,
Let's
will it
see.
take 10?
I
That's, I
need to know.
assume that's just a 10. Yeah?
Let's see. What does invisibility provide to you? Nope. He doesn't pick up on you because it's just the door like slightly moving,
Hmm.
and your hearing isn't all that great. You actually manage to slip on by without a problem.
Okay.
Or mistletoe. You enter to an area where the water.
Hmm.
There's two ghouls sitting here, like they're dipping their feet in the water, going like splishy, splishy, splashy, splashy,
Dude, I
kicking their
fucking
legs.
love doing that. I fucking love doing that, actually.
They have things that you can politely describe as chairs, or you can describe them as just some garbage. It's up to you.
Mm. I'll describe them as chairs. I would probably want to use a chair as well. Is
The
it
door to
possible
the
for me
north
to
looks
squeeze by
important.
them? Yes.
It's made of
I would
metal
like
and
to
has
try.
fine and has like they're not gemstones. You can tell that easily. But they are like these glass beads.
Okay, fair enough. Does Irmus recognize the pattern by any chance, perhaps?
You would actually. It's the symbol of terminus.
Mmm. That's interesting.
It's
Okay, fair
interspersed
enough.
with a few other symbols of other gods that are associated with death or undeath.
Okay, fair enough. In that case, is it possible for me to sneak past this guy to like squeeze past him towards the door and try to open
You
that?
will need to distract him. He's so close to the door that he will definitely notice something up, especially since it's a
Okay,
big metal door.
fair enough. Are they looking my way by any chance?
I mean, it's honestly kind of eerie to look in someone's face and they look straight through you.
Hmm. Um, I would like to wait until they maybe get distracted or turn towards another person, like for just a split second. And then I'm going to toss something way overboard over here somewhere so that at least they get distracted. But
Um, you can definitely tell that Ermis is becoming very nervous about what you're trying to do here, about the time this is taking, the fact that you're like right on their faces and all. You
mhm.
pull off this. Well, do you have any?
So
Let's see.
my my idea here is that I'm taking a moment to wait for them to turn away. This is basically like my
Yeah, yeah.
take 10, right? So that because you said they start perceiving things once they leave my hands, so I want something to fly over them, but I don't
Instead of
want them
having
to
a
see.
discernible point of origin. Okay, gotcha.
Yes.
This works for a moment, and he like
Hmm.
jumps up and goes over.
Hmm.
There's a good chance that he'll turn around the second he's like, wait, where did that come from?
Yeah. In which case, I'm going to pull Irmus with myself towards the door, and we're gonna kind of like lean into it to let the guy pass.
Oh, well, Ermis is somewhere. This guy starts
Hmm.
going over here to the wall. And he's like, I saw something.
Yeah. Can the door be opened?
No locking mechanism, so yes, you can just give it a push.
Okay. Fair enough.
You enter into a room that
Oop.
pleasantly
I just like
described as
down this
ankle
way.
deep water all the way through.
Hmm.
The statue over in the center
Hmm.
is not made of sandstone, it's of limestone. It's made out of a much more sturdy material,
Hmm.
granite to be specific, mixed with
Hmm.
obsidian glass in places. It depicts a person holding a skull in one hand and a series of reagents in the other. The reagents spill from his hand, and the stone is made in such a way that the flashy effects connected. You know, it's a very well-made statue, if a bit crude.
Oh, so you mean like like those little tricks where like a horse is leaning on its tail, which is metal, like that sort of stuff, like all the reagents are
Yes.
like a cornucopia,
Yeah.
basically. That's neat.
Yeah.
Do I recognize the statue? Was it anywhere
It doesn't
mentioned
seem to be
anywhere in
any
the book?
discernible person, and if it is supposed to be one, the features have worn too much to have any distinction to them.
Hmm. Fair enough. There's this ladder leading somewhere at the
That is a
back, I
staircase going
assume.
deeper down, yes. Due
Okay,
to a
what
small
about
ledge,
the
the
door?
water doesn't drip down there.
Okay, what about the door to my current
It's
east?
open, and you see two. Well, they're definitely undead. Let me look up what their description is in the
Mm-hmm.
books.
Pretty spooky.
They are pretty spooky.
Now, for the sake of reference, although I am absolutely batshit terrified right now, Argus probably isn't.
Like, there's one thing that I really, really have started to increasingly dislike about Paizo is that the art that they make of monsters is never spooky. It's always like cartoon friendly. Like, get a load of this guy. Get a fucking load of this guy. What is wrong with him? He's got the face of a murderer.
Let's take a peek. Oh no, that's spooky. Yeah, this is so 80s, and they're
I,
wearing a kilt.
I love how the art style complements the character.
Yes,
So yes, the
I
you
like
see
the
two of these figures. They are probably undead, considering their gaunt stature.
yeah.
The specifics is this creature resembles a human corpse. Its wild, frantic eyes burn with malevolence. Its leathery, desiccated flesh is drawn tight across its skin, its bones, and the teeth have grown to sharp, jagged needles. Terrifying.
Yeah, I wouldn't get bitten by that. Yeah. Well, I suppose we're heading deeper inside then.
Going deeper down, you
Hmm.
eventually reach a small pocket of space.
Hmm.
Efforts have been made to reinforce the walls around here. That is to say, some wood and tar has been used to give
Hmm.
some definite shape. The floor still is affected and wobbly, but it's better
Hmm.
than nothing. Right ahead of you is a locked door.
Could
Specifically,
I
it's a
please?
big wooden door with a padlock on it.
Hmm. Could I please get some vision?
Oh yeah, this token doesn't have vision because you don't by default.
Which is strange. Which door is locked? The one to the left or the
Give it a
one to
click and
the?
hear the little click, the sound of it lock.
Oh yeah, that is true.
The padlock jingles in your hand.
Hmm. I don't have the tools to pick it, and I don't think Irmus does either, unless they have something like a
Unless you
notice
have
spell.
skill in disable device, you probably wouldn't be able to pick this lock.
Yeah, let me see. Disable device. No, I don't. Fair enough. I
Thou art
like
not
how
a
it
rogue.
actually specifies. Yes. Well, we did find a rogue earlier, but I don't think they had anything on their armor. Well, in that case, I suppose I'm going to move over here and try to open this particular door. Okay. First and
You,
foremost, I'm going to
again,
slink. Yes.
waterlogged hallway that splits off neatly into two directions.
Hmm. I'm going to peek over this corner.
You see two doors. One going to the right, one going to the left. A
All
small
right. Fair
rotten
enough.
sign still has readable writing on it for the store.
Can I read it?
If
What
you get up
language does
closer,
it say?
yes.
Sure.
It politely mentions that this is the ritual chamber.
The ritual. Hmm. Fair enough. I'm going to move back and then return over here. Oh, there's a door here. Okay. Fair enough. Is
And
this
another
door?
way into the ritual chamber.
It is also closed.
So you can get around a circle of praying people without having to bother and walk through the
That's
circle.
true. That makes sense. Well, down over here and then head. Ooh, that person doesn't seem dead.
Ermus would like to ask, by the way, like if there's anything specific we're looking for around here. This place is fused with
Um,
necromancy.
I assume what would have happened is that I would offer them basically an opportunity, and I would say, "Hey, Irmus, the goblins have mentioned." Hold on, I think I still have the little note on my inventory, unless you removed it. Locations worth visiting. Here we go. Huh? 60, 70 miles southeast Clifton Forest of Amtor. Necromancy sounds like a Book of Dead or something necromancy. So I'm going to tell them basically, before we head over here, that there seems to be more knowledge on the necromancy, which I'm personally interested in this little dungeon that the goblins have mentioned. I would like to investigate. And I've learned this interesting spell from the book, which essentially mentioned that I can conceal myself and allies from the undead, but I can only take one person. Since everybody else is going to be busy, selling trinkets and stuff, I thought, hey, I'm not welcome in the city. Let's go here. So
Uh huh.
that's.
Uh huh. Uh huh.
I'm sorry for being obtuse about it.
Nah. Just getting it straight. Indeed, there is a person inside of this room. In fact, they look to be an elf, judging by the ears. Their hair tied into a nice little bun. They seem to. They're obviously wearing like mithril, like silvery chain. They're surrounded by this shimmering field of magic. And when they see you, they casually draw from its sheath a short sword that begins sparking and crackling with electricity. Well then,
I am. I'm going to raise both of my arms in in a peaceful manner, and I'm going to maybe like put a finger to my lips if well, my absent lips because they're invisible now.
By the way, in case you want to know what this fine fellow over here looks like, let me see if I
Mhm.
can find his art. Morgue. His art's pretty dang baller. He's
Show me. I was
look
interested
look
in that.
look at this fine gentleman. He's just this big purple blob. It's piloting a
With
skeleton.
worms. This is neat. It's like a bunch of worms just piloting his skeleton. A robot made out of skeleton. That's fantastic. So, is this guy hostile?
Um, define hostile because she has a weapon drawn on you, but she's just
Hmm.
like going like other living visitors. What's your business here, lizard?
I'm going to introduce myself, and I'm going to say that I found a note on the goblins that said that, again, recite the whole thing that I just recited to Hermes, that there might be some knowledge about necromancy, and I have come here in search, not been hiding from the undead.
A
But you don't seem
wannabe.
to be undead because you see me.
Really now, a wannabe necromancer all the way out here in the middle of nowhere in a place filled with ghouls. Using the same trick as I am, I presume, since you've been able to go around unmolested.
Unmolested. That's such a weird word, though, because it implies things that I don't think it should imply.
Yeah, it
Unless
is.
I'm like
It, it,
fucking
it,
up.
it is becoming a bit of an archaic use of the term, but hey.
Mhm. Yeah, well, yes.
Hmm.
You're also looking for knowledge then.
No, I was merely told to recover something for someone else. Good pay, good job.
Did
She
you
pats
manage
a
to
big
recover it?
bag that's on her side, and I don't know what a bag of gemstones would sound like because I'm not obscenely wealthy, but that's the sound it makes.
It makes the sound of like gemstones. Well, quote unquote. I assume Argus would probably
Little rocks,
recognize it.
probably.
All right, fair enough. Well, in that case, do you mind if we quote unquote travel for the time being together? Because three pairs of eyes is better than two.
No.
I'm going to mention that the notes mentioned a book or something similar, and I'm going to ask them if they've come across something like that.
No books here. I don't think any book would survive this place for too long. But maybe you'll find some fun stuff on the last person who thought they could make this place their own little necromancy lair. That morgue's the remnants of him, you see. So, I'll leave you to it. Out of
Sure,
the
fair
way,
enough. I'm
lizard.
just gonna give them. Yeah, I'm just gonna give them passage immediately. I'm
She.
going to bid them farewell.
Mm-hmm. She takes a leave.
Hmm,
The morgue, by the
fair
way,
enough.
that skeleton creature with all the
Mhm.
worms is just not animating it, but he's like circling the room constantly.
Okay, I would like to roll religion to even recognize what it is,
Cool, go for it.
because I've rolled for others. Let's
Show
see
me the
if the book
beans.
knows anything. Yes, knowledge, religion. Let's see. That's an 18.
Morgues are rare, but you do recall that they have a tongue that can cause paralysis, and and once they grab you, they never let go. They're dangerous, deft opponents for like especially for undead. They're kind of terrifying to fight, even if you're a skilled fighter.
That's true. Fair enough. I'm going to take a look in this room. I assume there's nothing here.
Perhaps there might have been something in this room before that lady came in, but several
Mhm.
boxes have been opened, including a small watertight like, wax around the edges steel box.
Container?
Hmm.
All right, fair enough. Well, if there's nothing here, I would like to take a peek at that box over here.
It's not a box. It's to indicate that there's stuff on the ground. Specifically, there seems to be a whole collection of if you were a necromancer, this is all the stuff you'd need to be a necromancer. There's a staff on the ground, bracers, a robe, a cloak, a headband, and this necklace thing.
Hmm.
And then there's a big book on top and
Okay,
a component pouch.
okay, that's interesting. I'm going to. I would like to ask if the mage hand would be visible to this thing, since it's not directly connected to Artemis.
Good question. Let me look up Mage Hand for you.
Because I would like to ask him to use the mage hand to fish out those items.
The way that
Lastly,
Mage Hand
I
works
don't.
in this, it doesn't. Unlike Fifth Edition, it just moves the object. It's basically telekinesis.
Oh, fair enough. In that case, while that thing is like moving away and not looking, I would like him to ask to use the mage hand to pull the items back out of out of this.
Uh, Let me see. Propel. Oh wow, propel. I appreciate that it's like bajoom. He doesn't have mage hand prepared is the problem.
Hmm. Fair enough. Well, I do have a 10-foot spear, and I would like to try and fish the items out carefully while this thing is patrolling, in the other
Morgs
direction.
are intelligent undead, just so you know.
Hmm. So they would notice it.
They would definitely notice, yes.
I'm not sure how we should handle this then, because this is definitely something that we came for. Probably it's a good idea to leave now and then return later with the information that basically what we've scouted out.
I mean, surely we can do something to get it away from there and get in closer. We just need to snatch it. And, I mean, even if, like. So the. You seem like run through his head, like the specifics on how this magic works, which is as
Hmm.
long as you don't disturb an undead, you'll remain invisible to them. So he's like, what if we distract it for a moment and then quickly jump in, grab all the things, and run away so that it loses track of us?
Hmm.
Because technically, it won't detect you unless you do something against it specifically. So if you just
Okay.
bolt, it won't hear you leaving.
Okay. That makes sense. Um. Hmm. Well, this is a little too elaborate for my liking.
It's up to
So
you to
as a
decide how
matter,
you want to handle this. So go nuts.
yeah, what I wanted to do is basically have a rope all the way tied to like the door handle over here, and then just pull on it and like swing it open.
Ooh.
Then run in, grab everything, then hide in this particular room while this thing goes back. Maybe
Well,
lock this
Irmis is
door.
like, what if I just go over there and open the door?
Okay, fair enough. Just be ready to run away if it decides to chase you.
He sits around the corner, ties a little rope on the other end.
Hmm.
Then you see it swing wide open with a loud clatter.
Hmm.
Woo!
Does this thing react?
It immediately goes over because that's a really loud noise and very suspicious.
All right. In case I'm gonna step in. I'm gonna immediately put everything in the bag, and then I'm
Can you
gonna
roll me
step
some
out.
dexterity as you are under pressure trying to quickly shove everything into a sack?
Yes. Let's see how much I can get. Just dexterity, straight up.
Do you think you have any skills that might help with this?
Skills. Let's see. Mm, nope, not that one. I'll actually just have straight up jump. Nope, nope, nope. Spellcraft, no. Survival, maybe? That might be relevant.
No.
Yeah. Well, I do have jump,
I
so
don't think
that
that
one is the only one
that's
that would
it.
be.
It. I'm looking for a skill that can help you like shove things into a bag without stuff
Mm,
fumbling. If you've nothing, then it's just a dexterity roll.
just the dexterity. Let's see. 17.
Ooh. The you quickly start scraping things off the ground.
Mm,
It's a messy process since you don't know how much is exactly in the pile or how it's going to respond to your touch or anything.
mm,
You manage to do so, but not before the morgue looks over its shoulder and picks up on the fact that the items have left a spell circle that's on the ground, like where the items are located.
mm.
The spell circle, by the way, is mostly washed away, so there's no reason for you to be worried about it.
Yes.
This is the part where I throw it into your inventory, and I'll let you decide for
Mm,
yourself what you think of it. You find, this is on later examination, a headband of intellect, +2, a cloak of
mm.
charisma, +2, a periapт of wisdom, +2, a robe of bones.
Oh my gosh.
Where's the robe of bones? Did it go in your inventory?
No, I don't see. Oh, yes, it did. It just went to a different, like, I think, right
Here's
now.
some braces of armor, +1, a cool
Mhm.
stick, the book, and the spell component part you probably leave because you don't need that.
Yes,
So yes, here's some items.
there we
They're
go.
all pretty
Fair enough.
rad. The
That's
morgue,
fair enough.
however, looks at where you're standing
Hmm.
and probably gonna start running at you. Aramis at this point has like vacated the property, using the remaining time
That's
on a
good.
spell.
I'm gonna go over here. What I'm gonna do is, let me see. I assume what I could do is just toss a bunch of copper coins into the other room, and then deftly step out of the way, so that there is noise over there, but I'm over here. Just a handful, like a
Oh
dozen.
my. The more watches this spectacle in front of it. And since it is a powerful undead, more powerful than you, so he
Yeah.
points an accusatory finger, it
Yeah.
attempts to break through the mental spell that you try to hold over it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, After a moment, you can tell that it's starting to pick up on where you are because it starts sniffing at the air.
Mm-hmm.
You better get moving.
Yeah, I'm moving, and I'm gonna close this door on this end. And what I'm going to do is I'm going. Oh, I suppose I could use the. I don't want to drop away the weapon, but it would be interesting. Is it possible for me to jam the long spear into this? I can just get a new one later.
Definitely.
Like lock the door. In that case, I'm gonna jam the door for the
You put the
handle with.
pointy end against the rotten wood, which sinks in nice and deep, and you put the stick against
Mhm.
one of the lumps on the ground.
Yes, so it wouldn't open as easily. And I'm gonna start moving back upwards.
Boom, 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 boom. Thumping gets
Holy
quieter
shit.
as you quickly run your way outside.
Hmm.
In the rush of excitement, you
Yes.
almost run past Aramis, who's at the top of
Yes.
the wonky staircase.
Hmm.
And there to receive your visitation.
Okay. Are
So,
they okay?
Aramis, I mean, you know, a little panicked from the whole situation, but otherwise fine.
That's fine. I'm going to recast the spell just in case so they don't track us because we've raised quite a ruckus. And then we're just gonna head out. So that's 3 spells used out of 4.
Handsome.
Yes. Then we're going to head back to our camp. Pick up whatever we have left, and then move backwards back to Earthheart.
Handsome. This is the cutoff point for that, then. You've taken care of some business and found a cool stick that just radiates power.
Yes.
Let's see if Ermis
And
can make heads or tail of it, or if you're going to have to find a better mage caster.
identifier, yes. Oh, somehow I ended up with 2 pouches, which is neat. Well, I suppose I grabbed that one too.
Cool.
Why not? I can
Um,
give it to Digi because they probably don't have
well,
one.
you have the identified version of the spell, so here you go. There's some features you
Ooh.
aren't aware of, which is why the text looks a bit funny, but don't worry.
Yeah. So there's like missing gaps in there. All right, this is interesting actually. Hmm. This is interesting. I like that part about the prepared vessel and everything. I like that.
Who doesn't
All
want the
right.
prepared vessel?
And I did find a book, but I'm not sure I see the book specifically on the in my inventory.
Anyway, since you happen to have Ermis with you here, I'll just reveal the secret text for thee.
Hmm. Descriptions of rituals is pertaining to a soul imbued. Oh, it's the same thing, or is it a different one?
This is like a separate book that came
So
with the
there's 2
staff.
of them.
No.
Oh,
I
oh.
just, yeah.
All right. Let's see. The simple pages mention rituals pertaining to soul imbued courses or animated bodies sustained by nectar energy. Anyone with +5+ ranks in spellcraft, however, can tell that. Oh, I Oh, it's the same thing. All right, fair enough. The scriptures are mostly nonsense. They're good guesses, but nothing actually holds water. However, the book does provide a good foundation for learning magic in general, and removing defending pages will turn it into a decent bit of educational material worth 500 gold pieces. This is actually pretty good. This is interesting. I'm going to read it and then maybe sell it off to someone who might be interested,
Nice.
or keep it for myself. It will be a nice surprise for somebody who kills me.
Just the two of us. Alright, well,
Yes.
you've taken care of that little dimly dungeon.
Mm-hmm.
You took a big risk, but big risks pay off big. Let's take a look-see at how many points you get for this, because you do get points. Going on your own doing quests comes with risks, but it also comes with benefits. Divided by 2, divided by 2. The 2 of you get 1,200 experience each.
1,200. So uh, I'm feeling a little scatterbrained right now, so I'm just gonna
Here's your new total.
1340, 13,460. Yes.
I gave it as if it was a
Fair enough.
CR8, but you mostly circumnavigated things, so you get half, and you get half again because
Yeah.
there's 2 of you.
Yes. Now I'm not gonna delete the long spare from the sheet because I'm just gonna
You
be
just
getting
buy
one.
one at Earthheart. Nothing happens in between. I already rolled for that.
Yeah, fair enough. In that case, we're going to get back. Um, I assume we will still have to make camp somewhere in between. I would like to give some of these items to Irmis because I think they've more than earned it.
Oh
So,
my.
like for example, they are a sort. Wait, they're wizards, so their casting is
Wizard.
intellect, right?
They use their brain, yes.
I would like to give them that headband of intellect.
Oh, I can think
I'm
now.
not. I'm not entirely sure who might need charisma because I don't think we have charisma casters.
Sometimes you don't.
But it might actually be useful for me
Yeah, it does help with your
because
funny stuff,
turn
yes.
undead. Yeah, it just feels weird that I'm gonna just like at least three of these are useful for me. Mm. Braces of armor. Let's take a look. These items appear to be wrist or arm guards. They surround the wearer with an invisible field of force, granting them an armor of bonus of +1 to +8. So this one is +1. I'm gonna give it to Ermus as
He
well.
already has bracers of +1.
Oh, he does? Since when?
Since a while, apparently. He found them somewhere.
All right. Well, if he has them, I suppose I could put them on myself.
They don't
Give
stack
it
with
to him.
like conventional armor, but you don't have any right now, so I think it's all
I
up.
don't have any right now. I'm going to
It's
hand them over to
all
Digi later.
uppies.
Yes. Let's see. And what else is there? Robe of Bones. Let's see. It's handy item functions like robe of item useful for necromancer and remarkable robe, but very small. Uh-huh. You can see, recognize them, detach them. One figure can be detached each round. Detaching figure becomes a skeleton zombie is not under the control, but maybe subsequently commanded, rebuke, turn, or destroy. This is interesting. Newly created robe of bones always has two embroidered figures of each of the following undead. So how many does this one have? All of them, or just
All of
some?
them twice.
All of them twice. That's amazing. You know what would be amazing if I show up to DJ and say, "Hey, you have a new dog, except it's a skeleton now."
What if you rub a skeleton and a zombie together? Does it cancel out and you get a pup?
Maybe. I mean, I could strap some beef jerky on it. Mm. Well, let's see who would benefit from these things the most. I think cloak of charisma. It would help me. Pure of wisdom. That would definitely help me in casting spells and such. Robe of bones. I think I'm not going to be wearing it for now, but I
Mm-hmm.
will keep it in the backpack, just not equipped.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, well, I suppose I can put the braces of armor on as well. How can I equip them, by the way?
They are equipped. Like there's a little column called it carried and another one equipped, and you have them equipped. If you take a lot of look see at your even at your combat section, you'll see that you are in fact wearing them if you hover over AC and flat foot it.
AC 19 braces of armor, darkwood shield. Okay, all right, that makes sense. Fair enough. Oh, and my turn rebuke and dead immediately went up by one because charisma, right?
Yep. In fact, it makes the roll better in many ways, as you also add your charisma to the roll. I think.
Hmm. That's not a very big roll, but it works. It's
Hey,
interesting.
hey, it's all you need. Look at that. Maximum 3 hit dice. That's not bad.
Hmm.
So that's nice.
It is nice. Could you please take a look at Digi's inventory and see if they actually have a component pouch? Actually, I think I can take a look at them myself. They're carrying so many fucking items. Holy shit. They don't. They don't have a component pouch. I told them explicitly to put stuff in the cart.
Yet they're walking
They're
around with
gonna have.
hundreds of gold pieces.
That's ridiculous. Yeah. Well, I'm not gonna like force them to do it. Like if they want to do it them to themselves, then they should go ahead. We're supposed to only have one wound of cure wounds. Why do we have two? They shouldn't have that because I picked it.
Administrative
Uh,
error powers.
say again?
Make enough mistakes and things magically materialize.
Well, I suppose that is true. I was thinking of actually bringing something nice for other people, but I suppose we can split that 500 gold pieces a little bit later from the book. Well, that was dangerous, but we've made it out alive, and I'm glad Ermus and I learned a few things, and we've picked up a few items. I'm going to share with them one of the books
Hmm.
if they want to have some reading. Are they
He's
even interested? It's probably
he has
pretty
his own
gross.
little like business literature to stay on top as a wizard.
Okay, fair enough. Let's take a look again at the scrolls. Can Hermes cost any of them, by the
No,
way?
they're all divine scrolls, so not his wheelhouse.
Okay. Could you put them in my inventory, please?
I can't help you there because I don't wanna. It's surprisingly annoying to make items. So let me just here repost for what they are. Oh, speak with plants, quench, wind walls, summon LH as ally 4.
Mhm.
Let me actually check out which ones you can even use.
Yes. I now have 14, technically. It's not showing in my ability scores, though. Should I manually edit them?
What isn't?
The boosts.
For which one?
Um,
Oh,
the
your
Cloak
wisdom
of
isn't.
Charisma, Curse of
Oh,
Wisdom.
I think the wisdom item just hasn't been set up properly then.
Probably. Neither was the intelligence one. Neither was the charisma one. But the charisma now shows 12. So that's
If
that's
you
that.
give me a
Okay.
moment, you will now have bigger wisdom by 2.
Let's see. Yes, exactly.
You can now
And
cast
intelligence.
Spellier.
Yes, and Hermes with intelligence. Could you check them?
I think I fixed that item because I was already aware that doesn't work. Yeah, his. Wait. Oh, yeah. It's actually set to 1 instead of 2. That's
What's
dumb.
his intelligence now, by the way?
22.
Holy shit, he's smart.
Yeah, he got a. I gave him an 18, and then I made all of his other stats poopy, including, and yeah, he got 2 from being a tiefling and 2 from the headband.
Mhm.
So he's like galaxy brain big boy.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Well, I hope he's
He
happy.
has 9 health though.
He's one?
He has 9 health though.
Nine. Well, that's okay that he has 9 health. I'm going to have him work out maybe if he wants to toughen him up a
Spoon
little
feed
bit.
him a
Yeah.
healthy meal.
Exactly, yeah. Okay, fair enough. Now, before we do that, I would like to modify. How would I modify my skills?
What do you want to modify?
First and foremost, I would like to give myself a -2 penalty to diplomacy and +2 to intimidation, as per discussion.
Give me a moment. I'll just make a trait that's called Weird Face. You can edit it yourself if you want to, but I'll just configure it to have the right changes applied.
Okay, it's going to be in features, right?
Under traits, yes.
Right. Weird face. Okay. Let's see, configuration. Attack measure template, custom attributes. There we go. Plus custom attribute. Huh.
It should have applied these bonuses now.
Oh, I don't have to edit it myself.
Nope. You now just have a worse diplomacy and a better intimidation. You got a +3 here. Look at that.
Yeah. Let me take a look.
-1
Let's
diplomacy,
roll that.
+3 intimidate.
Wow. That is scary. Okay. And now while we're at it, I would also, when we return to town, acquire, again, as per discussion, the spices and stuff.
I will add them to your inventory and give them the appropriate benefits.
Thank you. They will last a while, I assume, right?
The implication is that you're spending like 100 gold on like something that will last you a couple of months. You're good.
Okay, fair enough. How much money do I need to subtract for
Oh, it
those
needs to
two?
be equipment for me to apply benefits. All right, fine. I think it's like 55 gold. Or was it 50 or 5 for the book? It was an amount of money for the book and an amount of money for the other thing.
You did post it somewhere in the chat. Let me try to find it. Spices. Let's search by keywords.
A little bit of mambo in my wife. A little. You know, I like the song, but the lyrics do make me feel a little bit uncomfortable.
Why?
Because they're rather brazen, shall we say?
Oh, in a sense that it's like implication that he's like a rapist or something? Mm.
Oh gosh, I didn't even think that was. Oh boy. Okay, craft cooking, you get a +2 circumstance for having a cool cookbook, and over time you will just gain them as skill levels because you know you're reading a fucking cookbook and using it daily.
Yeah.
It's not like a reference tome where it's like, oh, I'll learn this time. No, you won't.
Mm. So
And then
does
you,
it stack with the spices, by the way?
yes, it does. They're both circumstance bonuses, and circumstance bonuses stack. It's like you got good spices, you know how to use good spices and how to make the
Mm.
dish in general good.
in that case, my stat should be +6 actually, because it's 2 from the book, 2 from the spices, and I already put 1 point, and I had +1 wisdom. Actually, it should be like 7 now. Oh no, I put 1 rank, and it was +1 from wisdom, so that became +2, and now it should add +4 extra. But now I also have. Oh wait, excuse me, it's intelligence, not wisdom. Never mind. So it's just going to be 6. How would I even change it, by the way?
Change what?
You just reset to +4 again.
Let's see. Equipment cookbook. Oh, 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 oh.
Maybe one of these items is not working correctly.
Did that help?
Let's take a look.
Yes.
Yes, it is now at +6.
I guess it doesn't
Okay.
stack circumstance. It's not that or something.
Okay, so that's 100 more, 150 more gold pieces spent on the cookbook and the spices, right?
Yep. Now you have a +6 in cooking.
Yes, and now we have 964 gold pieces.
You actually have a decent chance of making a meal that has benefits.
You know what? You know what? I'm gonna immediately try to do it. Also, I assume since our party was in the town, they were basically just eating there, except for us. And since we went for the road, it's an important thing for me to account for. So we spent 3 days, which means it's 6 rations down. Oops, excuse me, not the potions. I'm just gonna edit this as instead of 71, it's gonna be instead of 72, it's gonna be 66. There we go. It also probably took us like a whole day at least to travel from that little dungeon to Earth Heart, so that's extra 6 down, so it's gonna be exactly 60. Let me
Man,
see if I can actually cook something nice for Armus.
Argus now has 4 second-level spell slots. He's going to be doing so many zappies. Oh yeah, he
I
gets
hope
4 of
so.
those slots, and then also don't forget he also gets an extra one
From the domain.
from his domain. Yes, he gets an extra slot in that one. So he has 8. He has 4 scorching rays. This is maddening.
It's good. Okay, so let me roll the cooking here. 14. Now that's way better than before, even though it's still decently low.
That's it's enough to get like the basic benefit of like some temp hit points equal to your level.
Okay, equal to my level, so that would be
Yes.
5 or 4.
4. It's like
4.
equal to the amount of hit dice you have.
Irmus now is stronger than ever before. He's fucking 13 hit points.
So yes, if you get over 10, you always get the temp hit points. But if you get over, so you always get that. As I said, like every 5 or so, we'll play it by ear if you got like something special to cook or something. But generally every
maybe
5.
Maybe if I'm preparing something
Yes.
like we're going against undead
You
or
can get
vampires,
like
I'm gonna put a little bit
extra
like
on like special saves or something.
that makes sense.
Or you can
I'm
get the
happy
temp
with
hit
this.
point benefit multiple times.
This is really neat. Okay, could you please give the composite longbow +3 to Matthias? Because he forgot last time. Oh, hold on. Family's asking something. Sorry, they keep
+3, you said?
marching in. Yes, there is in the card. If you look, there is a composite longbow strength +3.
Like, oh right, no, I haven't edited the name, but like that, but then with a +3. Let's take a look, see what that would look like. No, this one doesn't have the adjustment yet. I need to I said +3. Create an attack. There. Bang bang.
Yes. Not a whole lot damage, but
Hey, it's like 4 to 11. That's a lot.
yeah. It's almost
And if
as
it
good
crits,
as
it does
my...
3 times as much.
Wait, hold on. How much does a spear cost? Long spear long spear costs 5 GP, so I'm gonna have to subtract from the card stuff. 5 more. 50,
If you sell like
yeah.
a couple of the things you found, you can make some good money.
That's true, but I'm not entirely sure what to sell just yet.
Well, in due time, maybe you'll figure something out. If you want to
That's
sell it
true.
all, that is. You can always just hold on to things and have fun.
Yes, it makes sense. I'm gonna put the rope back into the cart as well.
Anyway, here's Hermes. Let me just give him those 4 temporary hit points. Don't forget, I got that cool new health bar that shows that he has them. It's like a blue shield.
Let's take a look. He's not showing up on my end, by the way, on the little health bar for some reason.
Oh, really? You can't? I thought I said it's a hover by everyone.
Still, still can't see it.
Oh, it's
He
not
is
on the
also not
UI.
sure.
Like this token here.
Oh, oh yeah, it does. It's almost like half of his fucking hit points at this rate. That's funny. Well, I'm just happy that he enjoyed his meal for once. Did he like it actually?
Probably. I mean,
Mm,
depending on what flavor you're going for, I imagine that tieflings have a very particular palate.
I'm going
The
to
sins
ask
of the
him
sins of
what.
the innocent, for example.
I'm going to ask him if he enjoys anything in particular, and I'm gonna cook at that.
To be
Use the
fair,
book.
he'll give you the answer of like I don't really know.
Okay, let's. I'm gonna just sit right next to them. I'm gonna open the book, plop it on their knees, and I'm gonna say, "Look for the stuff. See what seems interesting. I'm gonna try to make it."
Adorable. How about we take care of that later? Cause it's getting a bit late on my end, and I'm getting hungry.
Sure,
No.
it's fine. Can you keep the server up for a little bit? I'm going to try and see what stuff I
Go
have, manage
nuts.
inventory and all that. Thanks for playing today. Hope this improved your, you know,
It at
mood
the
a little
very
bit.
least distracted me.
At the very least, distracted you. Okay. Are you going to bed right now?
Nah, in a bit. So I'll be around.
Okay. I just wanted to suggest watching one more video of those stupid things.